Welcome back to the Kids Book of Weather Forecasting. We will be doing Chapter 4 today, and it is about wind. Wind, always stirring it up, starts on page 46. So our ocean of air has currents moving through it, just like an ocean of water. Thanks to differences in the way the sun's energy heats the earth, these convection currents occur throughout the atmosphere as cool, high-pressure air mixes with warm, low-pressure air. Can you guess another name for this moving air? Wind. What makes wind strong or gentle, warm or cold, and how does it affect our weather? Make a wind vane. Meteorologists describe wind direction by noting where the wind is blowing from, and that's the direction your wind vane will point in. So if the weather report calls for southerly winds, which way will your wind vane point? How about if the forecast is for winds south to east? Here's what you need. Tagboard or cardboard, roughly 8 inches by 24 inches, pencil and markers, scissors, glue or tape, pen cap, and a wire coat hanger. Here's what to do. 1. Fold the tagboard in half and draw an outline of an arrow on it. Draw a bird in the center as shown, if you like, and cut out the shape. Glue the two pieces together, leaving a small opening as shown. Draw features on the bird. Glue or tape the pen cap into the opening, making sure the cap is level. Flatten the hook of the hanger and insert it into the cap. Now head outside with your wind vane. Bend the rest of the hanger around a fence post or wood block. Stand nearby, facing west, the direction you look in to watch the sunset, with your arms outstretched. Your left hand is pointing south and your right hand is pointing north. What direction is behind you? East, of course. Watch your wind vane to see what direction the wind is blowing. Answer. Your wind vane will point to the south. Answer number 2, the direction the wind is blowing from is ranging from the south to the southeast, so your wind vane will range between those directions. Forecasters getting it right rules. Wind usually brings along the kind of weather typical of the place the wind comes from. A north wind is cold because it started in a colder place. A south wind brings warm air from down south. Ask Mark. Where I live in the northeastern United States, there are a lot of weather vanes on barn roofs. Are weather vanes and wind vanes the same thing? Why did farmers need them? Farmers are very sharp weather watchers because they need to know what kinds of weather are headed for their fields. A north wind signals colder weather that could indicate a chance of frost in the spring or fall. A warm, dry wind from the southwest could bring just the right weather to help dry the hay before putting it in the barn. Because wind vanes give such a strong indication of the weather to follow, people also call them weather vanes. Be a meteorologist. Wind direction and weather. For the next week, observe the wind direction several times a day if possible. Record your observations in your weather log. Compare the wind direction with the other weather data you've been recording. When the wind changes direction, what kind of changes do you notice taking place in the weather? Weather words. A sudden, violent wind that often carries rain or snow and makes it difficult to see is a squall. Wind, what are you bringing us? Check your log and see if your observations match this chart. Quick take forecasts. 1. Their barometric pressure is rising. It's raining and the wind is from the northwest. The temperature is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Will it continue to rain for a long or short time? Do you expect it to get warmer, colder, or stay the same? Answer for number 1. The rain will end soon because the rising barometer indicates the storm is moving away and the northwest wind is bringing drier air. The temperature is likely to drop because the northwest wind comes from cooler places to your north and west. This won't always be true in the summer, however. The clouds and rain can make the air cooler, but when the sun comes out, the temperature will rise. Number 2. The barometer has been steady at fairly high pressure for the past 2 days, but this morning the wind direction changed from northwest to east-northeast. The temperature on this sunny day is 35 degrees Fahrenheit. What is in store for tomorrow? 2. Steady pressure means any storm is not close yet. Winds changing to the east and northeast means a winter storm may be on its way in 24 to 48 hours, 1 to 2 days. So if so, clouds will keep the sun hidden tomorrow and make the temperature a little colder, meaning the moisture will likely come in the form of snow. Question number 3. On Friday morning, it is raining hard and the trees in your backyard are swaying to the north with big winds howling away. What do you think your barometer will show? What will the weather be like this weekend? Answer. The air pressure is low and falling fast. When pressure falls fast, the storm is usually moving quickly, so look for clearing and breezy on Saturday and fair weather on Sunday. Follow that drop. Dust the upper half of a ball with a thin layer of flour or chalk dust. Now spin your earth east to west, clockwise. While it's spinning, put a drop of water for the wind near the North Pole. After a few seconds, stop the ball. What do you notice about the path of the water? Putting a spin on the wind. While air is moving from higher pressure to lower pressure, the earth is turning beneath it. This rotation causes winds to curve in circular patterns, just the way spinning the ball caused the water drop to follow a curved path. In the northern hemisphere, the winds are pushed to the right, and in the southern hemisphere, they're pushed to the left. This is called the Coriolis effect, named after Gustave Gaspard de Coriolis, the French scientist who discovered it. Forecasters getting it right rules. In the northern hemisphere, winds go clockwise, the same direction as the hands on a clock around areas of high pressure. Winds go counterclockwise, the opposite of a clock, around areas of low pressure. Try it. Stand with your back to the wind, holding your arms outstretched. Your left hand will be pointing to a low pressure area, a storm. Your right hand is pointing to a high pressure area with drier air. What kind of weather will you find there? In the answer, your right hand is pointing in the direction of fair weather. In the southern hemisphere, the rules work exactly the opposite way. Ask Mark. I love the beach even on a really hot day with the sun out. It feels cooler and more comfortable there. How's that? Even if you don't go swimming, you're still cooled by that refreshing sea breeze. Ah, as you saw with your pans of soil and water, see page 42, the sun heats up land faster than water. This means there is cooler, heavier, high-pressure air over the water and warmer, lighter, low-pressure air over the land. Remember, air always goes from more pressure to less pressure, so it blows from the cooler water to the warmer land. But hang out on the beach until early evening. Do you notice a change? The water holds the warmth longer than the land, so now it's the air above the water that's warmer and lighter with low pressure. Predict how this change will affect the airflow. Answer. The wind now moves from the land out over the water, creating a land breeze. Weather words. A narrow band of high-speed wind that blows from west to east in the upper atmosphere is called the jet stream. It's so strong it steers entire weather systems. Scientists use weather balloons, helium balloons that carry weather instruments and transmit data back to Earth, to locate and track the jet stream because it gives forecasters an important tool to predict the direction of storms. Recorded in history, a real boost. In the 1940s, during the Second World War, pilots traveling between Alaska and Japan noticed a curious thing. The flight to Japan was much longer than the return trip. Scientists discovered a very strong wind blowing between 35,000 and 60,000 feet above the Earth. It gave jet airplanes traveling in the same direction an extra boost, so it was called the jet stream. It will return on part 2.